one question is currency absolutely necessary? Could a blockchain run without a currency of transaction? Second question I had was, are coins and tokens the same thing, or are they different when people hear those terms?
I'll pop your bubble. There is no token. It's actually just a ledger like how many do you have next to a wallet address? Yeah. So unfortunately, there's no tokens.
It's equivalent to pounds and marks entry on one balance sheet.
Right.
It's the exact same thing. It's like
the balance sheet.
For huge amounts of time, those currency and it's not.
Yeah, it's not like a dollar bill. What was the other question?
So the other question was is currency absolutely necessary to even run a blockchain?
No. Because Hyperledger, I think is a good example. You don't need a token to run on it. But if you want to start doing interesting things where you're using a public or even consortium chain, then yeah, you need some incentive to run this power-hungry thing. How is he going to pay for it? And there's a lot of interesting game theory. I've been doing games for 20 years, so nothing gets me more excited than the token, right? Crypto economy. Crypto economy.
I think when you talk about currency, it's a great way to influence behavior. And the incentive for a public blockchain, native currency like Bitcoin and Ether, is to support this global network. How do you convince or incentivize random people that don't know each other, strangers, to provide compute to this global network? And that's through currency. So when you can program a token, you can program an application, a smart contract that houses tokens, or transactions, or the ledger, however you want to look at it, you can actually program human behavior and influence the desired behavior of that particular application that's running on that blockchain. So it's really fascinating to think about what you can unlock when you can influence behavior through digital currency.
I.e.
Farmville was that was a crazy game. But would you want to build Farmville on Facebook again, or would you want to have
I would totally
a decentralized platform? Right.
I think it's really important. One thing that's overlooked a lot when we talk about blockchain is actually how much of design was actually about a social experiment. The early Bitcoin algorithm had some serious flaws in it. We actually had to come together to fix those flaws to basically continue forward. And what's really interesting is people don't realize that it's that co-op, me giving you resources to run the overall architecture, that's one of the real underpinning features of the blockchain. And so any blockchain that survives has to have the players in it have to be paying for the combined resource. And you're fighting against Plato's old tyranny of the commons, where you basically don't want people to exhaust the common resource. And so any successful blockchain has to move away, or any successful implementation of blockchain has to move away in order to keep all the parties using it to feel like they're not suffering under a freeloader problem, somebody stealing more out of it. And if you look at the successful ones, they punish the freeloaders and push out of the system. And so that's the critical thing for any type of blockchain. It has to run, so all parties running it feel that they're being equitably treated. And that's critical in your mind if you're looking at various implementations.
Another question that people ask all the time is what is the currency going to be for an ad systems blockchain?
There's USD probably, but no. Personally, we're betting on that there's not going to be a single currency. We're going to interrupt with all the other currencies, just do atomic swaps to shove value back and forth. There isn't going to be a single one. Right?
So there's no need to try and say impression is a currency, or viewable impression is a currency. There is no need to try and run after that.
Oh God.
Because that's what people ask.
So
When I talk to them.
this is
Or
term
you will.
incentive, right?
I don't know.
This is where the term incentive point comes in, right? So currency, what's valuable to the ecosystem that we interact with today? That's the question. It's a different perspective on it. But the problem we have in today's ecosystem is that we didn't value the human viewable impression, attention. The thing that really, what's the parties that were involved in this transaction, what they really care about, right? It's not, some of them care about spending money, some of them care about getting attention, some of them care about making sure that they get high quality users, some of them, and that kind of, that's really the conversation, right? When you talk about currency, right, it's really about transferring value between those parties, right? That's what, it's not as simple as saying, I mean, USD, of course, right? But then you have different markets around the world, so kind of, how do you transfer? You can do atomic swaps, right? You can think about it that way. But what this really brings, the question that really comes up in this new structure is how are you transferring value between the parties that really should be interacting with each other on the web? That's really cool.
There's a lot of money in advertising, obviously, and we have to agree on how we're going to get started, right? And you're not going to get started with just a bunch of currencies out there and feel like people are going to put billions of dollars behind it, and then you're going to transact. Like, you got to get started somewhere. So you have to agree on something. And once you agree on a currency and we get a model moving, then it'll expand. And you'll continue to, it's no different than what's happening now, right? Everybody's really comfortable with USD. It's a generational thing. People are now are trading Bitcoin, and then there'll be something else, right? And something else. Well, it's no different. Advertising is going to have to start, from an advertising perspective, it's going to have to start somewhere. And you're going to have to get some, more than a couple of us agreeing on what that is, and then it will expand, and then you'll start to get more currencies involved. But you got to start somewhere, and that's what I was talking about earlier, which is you have to come together, like all of us come together. It's great, right? Because now we're out there, we're leading the pack, and we're trying to figure out what the right thing to do is, and that's, again, I'll say it again, the IAB is going to play an important role in that, so we can have something that we know the definition of, and we know what we get, if we put $1 in or some currency in, how much are we getting out, and you got to know all the economics around it, or it's just not going to work. I think somebody said that earlier. You can have all the greatest technology in the world, but if there's no business and no economy around it, then you just have a great software.
From an agency perspective, if I can't sell it, it's not going to get money, and that's a critical thing. So one of the critical reasons we're interested in IAB is we need those community agreement, because it's really hard going in and doing a pitch and saying, give me this large number, we're going to carry this for you. And, it's going to work, and no one's done this before. That you can't do that. So what you need to do is you incrementally work up to it. Here's what we've done. Here's the test on it. That's how you get to that point. It's not a miraculous sale. It's actually a lot of hard work and a lot of tests and a lot of use cases that have been proven out and tested. And that's when you're going to get somebody to conditionally give you a couple of campaigns to try. You're going to run those campaigns. You're going to see what went right, what went wrong, make fixes, beg them for more money, run some more, and that's how it goes. It's an iterative process. It's not going to be a linear relationship. And so that's something to keep in mind. But it's in everybody's interest to get that process started and that cyclical moving started as a communal group, so we can actually start getting the ecosystem money.
So we're actually piloting AdChain right now with 2 campaigns. We're taking that exact same approach you just described. We actually have a currency, and our token generation event was earlier this year, June 26th. We created AdToken, and we designed a mechanism that decouples the cost model from CPM to a new cost model that incentivizes the behavior of rewarding quality. So I encourage all of you guys, if you haven't already, to read the AdChain registry white paper. It goes into great depths describing our token mechanism and why we think that this digital currency is a viable option for our industry and the value that it brings when used. So what blockchains are great at is aligning incentives, and this is what we hope to bring to the industry is the ability to align incentives in a fair and equal way. So you're not limited to your growth and potential in a healthy ecosystem. That's the hope, but we have a long way to go before we get there.
Yeah, I think we have to also keep in mind the overall big picture here and kind of step out of our own development shoes and think about the actual brands that are giving agencies money. And then because you're not going to get a Procter & Gamble or a Unilever or Home Depot change the type of currency they're looking at anytime soon.
There is USDT, which is a token tied to the US dollar, so that you can use that currency.
Honestly,
Shouldn't matter.
I'll take any currency. My company's actually